Y'all, I am getting deported from Mexico after living here for 4 years. Let's talk about it.
Are getting deported abroad. So while we were living abroad,
we moved our family of 5 from America to Turkey.
Turkey is currently kicking all Americans and foreigners out of the country.
Americans are leaving America in drones, and most of them are getting deported back to America. A lot of countries are deporting American citizens back to their countries for not having the proper documents or, just overstaying. But Americans are getting deported. Americans are getting deported abroad. So while we were living abroad, we actually met multiple American families that decided that they were just gonna up and move to South Africa without any of the proper paperwork, without the proper visas, etc. And when they got caught, they were told they had to leave the country and were banned for even applying to come back to the country or coming back into the country for 5 years. And so other countries, they are not out here playing with us. If you pick up your family and you move somewhere because you're just so afraid of whatever's happening, you're like, we'll figure it out later. As soon as they catch you overstaying that visa, baby, they're going to tell you, your whole family, everybody has to get out. We literally have met people that this has happened to. So if you are planning to leave the country, please live where you want to live. Live your best life. Just do it legally because it's stressful. We've seen people literally try to go in hiding in other countries, and the thing that happens to them when they're hiding in other countries, we saw those same people get evicted. We saw them getting taken so much advantage of because they're like paying up all in cash and stuff up front. They're trying to hustle to make money because they're trying to operate under the system, and continuously over and over again, they get taken advantage of. Their stuff get taken, their car get taken. Like they're having to pay off police when they're getting pulled over because the police will also take you to a detainment center. They'll take you to jail, actually. And then you're going to get deported. Like multiple people, this has happened to. While we were living abroad, they're talking about, oh man, they got arrested. We're like, where the person? Why they not at the meetup or whatever? They got arrested. They got arrested and they were asked to leave. Like, this is what's actually happening. So no matter how urgent you may feel it is for you to leave, please do your due diligence and get the proper paperwork.
Y'all, I am getting deported from Mexico after living here for 4 years. Let's talk about it. So if you didn't know, Claudia is Mexico's first woman president. She's been out here matching Trump's energy to a T. And I feel like she's been also talking to him the way he deserves. Honestly, it's refreshing to see a leader who's willing to get in the trenches for her people, because I feel like we have not seen that in decades when it comes to Mexico. Let's start with the facts, because you know I love some good facts before I get into my opinion. Last week, after Trump's years of ranting about illegal immigrants stealing black jobs, they were eating the animals. And it's funny that some people want to believe this just started. This started way before his first term as president, okay? This is not a new day. This is not a new Trump. So basically, Claudia responded and said, cool, if you're deporting our people, we'll deport yours too. Now, nothing is official yet, but people keep asking how I feel as a illegal resident card-holding immigrant possibly facing deportation. And here's Karina's truth. Claudia is just reciprocating energy. She was really trying to kumbaya with Trump, and he basically hit her with a no thanks. We're going to keep doing what we've been doing. And by the way, we'd like to get the Gulf of America. We're going to buy that up off you, sweetheart. And here we are. I love my life here in Mexico. But would I be devastated if I got deported? No. And here's why I wouldn't be upset at all. The circumstances for Americans being deported from Mexico are not the same as Mexicans being deported from the US. Most Americans here, including myself, we came by choice. Some of us moved here for a lower cost of living, remote work opportunities, or just a slower, more peaceful lifestyle. No matter our reasons for moving to Mexico, most of our income for immigrants or expats still come from the US. So we do have options. The stakes are so much higher for the people being deported from the US. Now, do I think the president of Mexico is going to start deporting legal residents like me first? No, I don't think that. But if it gets to that point, I completely understand. I said this earlier, she's standing up for her people in a way we haven't seen someone stand up for Mexico in decades. And if I have to pack up and go because she's refusing to let Trump continue his nonsense, then so be it. I'm not afraid. I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm none of these emotions people want me to be. Now, let me say this. If y'all catch me getting married to my child's father to stay in Mexico, just know I changed my mind and I realized I'm not leaving Mexico and I had to find a way to stay. But here's the thing. When I see comments telling me to go back to my country, it's not a dig to me. I've lived in 4 different countries and I can adapt. I will adapt. So at the end of the day, I've made peace with whatever comes next. I'm gonna be all right regardless. All right, so that's it for today.
We moved our family of 5 from America to Turkey.
Turkey is currently kicking all Americans and foreigners out of the country.
To those 5 reasons why, in my opinion, Turkey is forcing all expats to leave. Number 1, the low cost of living has caused many from the UK and neighboring countries to move in, and it's caused the overall change to the culture of Turkey. And you have to appreciate the aesthetic of Turkey. Like, it's just beautiful. I recently ventured into town and I saw foreigners disrespecting the locals on 3 separate occasions. Turkey is a predominantly Muslim country. If you are a Christian and you're moving to another country, save your witnessing for your mission trips. It's highly offensive. Number 2, inflation. The price of groceries have quadrupled since 2019. The locals are advocating for the advancement of their local economies, and I completely support them. Number 3, like in America, there are many millennials in Turkey that are high-income earners but still can't afford to qualify for a home or buy a home. Many of the Turkish citizens are livid about this because foreigners are coming in, starting Airbnb, while there's a shortage of homes. Because of the shortage of homes, we took our homes off of Airbnb and rented them long term. Reason number 4 why the Turkish government is kicking all of the foreigners out. This meal that we're having used to cost us about 10 USD. Now it costs about 25 USD, which is the equivalent of about 700 Turkish lira. Many of the locals don't eat out at restaurants at all. We've been coming to Turkey since 2018, and the amount of foreigners that have come to this country and generated elaborate scams is disheartening. I was shopping for clothing to send to an aunt when I met this shop owner who told me that she had trust issues accepting card payments. Yabanchi means foreigner. She said she was relieved to hear my American accent because she thought I was Black African. Oh my. So I told her I am Black African, I just have a different accent. Scam culture has become so rampant in Istanbul. It's really sad that they have to hear your accent, and if they do not hear an American accent, they will not stop for you. I could create 100 videos about the treatment of Africans of the diaspora versus the treatment of the refugees or immigrants as they call them. And lastly, number 5, the Turkish government is cracking down on those who come to the country and overstay. There are many foreigners who buy a one-way ticket to Turkey and they have no plans of leaving. Guys, there are so many people who come in and overstay illegally that now when you go to certain parts of towns, they are checking your IDs. Guys, so many foreigners have abused their visa privileges and the government is over.
Namibia's first female president have already ordered the deportation of over 500 Americans in response to Trump's deportation operations targeting mostly Africans. She says if you cannot enter America without visa, then same thing applies to Namibia. No American should enter Namibia without a visa, and in fact she have doubled the visa requirement for Americans. She also declared that all Africans can visit Namibia without visa. She said no African should seek for a visa to visit Namibia. She added that African nations should love each other and visit each other without visa requirements. She said that visa was a tool invented by the whites to control Africans from pursuing their stolen natural resources abroad. Let us now use visa requirement to block them from coming back to exploit more of our natural resources, especially the minerals. Mama is taking a wake-up call for Africa. She is promoting intra-African travel, trade, and unity. She said it's time we stop treating our African brothers and sisters like foreigners on their own continent. Africa must rise, and we must rise together.
Going to a country, you have to do it the proper way, because most people that are coming to America, have the proper visa. You know what I mean? They do it the proper way. They do it the proper way. They go to the proper channels. They get a visa. They submit the paperwork that they are required to. They're required of them to submit, and they get a visa and they come to the United States. And then when the time is up, they choose to leave or they choose to stay. But then they also get deported. But that's what I'm saying. So, like I said in my last video, if you are ever traveling or going overseas abroad to stay somewhere, it doesn't matter what country you are going to, make sure you abide by the rules. Do it the proper way. Get your visa. know how long you can stay. And if you do decide to stay long term in someone else's country, file the proper documents. Don't let them deport you back to the state. You went for a reason. So I don't know, I don't have much to say, but just don't get yourself deported. Just don't be so entitled and do stuff the right way. So yeah, but that's what I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.